this is fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's got everything outside of both of them. Maloney!
Oh, he's taking Anderson. Anderson's up top.
Oh my God!
Oh, big crash. Oh my goodness, half the field's going to get rolled.
It's very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's massive. This is it. This is over. I can't believe this. Oh my God.
God, what?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the NASCAR iRacing Series right here on Sim Speed. My name is JD Smith. With me tonight to call tonight's action will be Kane Kraft, and we have Jay Kennedy in the director's chair as we come to you live from Phoenix International Raceway here in the beautiful NASCAR iRacing Series. Kane, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be back in the broadcast in the NASCAR iRacing Series. A few weeks off. But what a good track to come back to. I love Phoenix, and it's a good short track. I think we're in for some good action tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right, Kane. I think we're going to have some really good action here in these Gen 7 cars. And hopefully the guys are a few weeks in. This is our first broadcast in the NASCAR iRacing Series. However, for a lot of the gentlemen here tonight, this is their few races in, so they will feel a little more comfortable in this car now, and maybe we'll see that out on the track. However, like you said, this is our first time coming to Phoenix this year, and an important track. This is where these guys will be finishing the season up in months down the road. So tonight they're going to need to make sure they get this track down well.
Yeah, real quickly, let's talk about how the points are going so far this season. We've got Jake Jensen in the number one spot, Chris White in second, Michael McLean in third, Joseph in fourth, Ronnie Kurtz in fifth, Alan Pajari in sixth, Aaron Riolo in seventh, Ty Ippolito in eighth, Kenny Powell in ninth, and Michael Battison round out the top 10 in the points so far.
Fantastic stuff. So like we said, that is the point standing so far, but with such a long season ahead, still plenty of time for these guys to make up ground. The season is young. I do want to take a second, if you guys are seeing us for the first time, I want to say hello and welcome to the broadcast. We were planning on starting a few weeks back, but some things happened and we were unable to do so, but we are happy to be here and plan on being here for the remainder of the NASCAR iRacing Series season. So we look forward to that, looking forward to getting to know a lot of the guys out there on the track and watching them grow and develop over this season. We have a little over a minute remaining in qualification, and as soon as we're able to, we'll get you the rundown for tonight's starting grid as we currently watch Garrett Maines down here in the number 31 Chevrolet. He's putting down his current lap time, see if he can beat his previous here. And he literally matches his previous lap time exactly. So right now our fastest car is Turlind. He is up on top of the charts with a 27.1. That is your fastest time. That is the time to beat. And that may stick as tonight's pole. Robert Miller here in the number 15 Ford Mustang. And he knocks it in at 27.9. And that is not going to be enough to push him up. All right, so it's about that time to give you tonight's starting grid as the guys will be getting lined up here in just a moment. And it is going to be Cody Turlind on the pole for tonight. On the outside of row 1, it'll be Brody Kostecki. And row 2 tonight, it'll be James Otten and Typhon Davis. In the third row, it is Logan Helton and Boyd Wayne Hogan. As we move back to the fourth row, it's JC Nabrega and Octavio Rondoletto. In the fifth row, it is Noah Bitts with Brad M. Newman on the outside. In the 34 machine tonight, it'll be Wesley Pistol leading row 6 with Ryan Dukem in the 21 car. As we move back to the seventh row, it'll be Scott Naslin with Will Barlow in the outside. Row 8 will be Jay Jensen with Pedro Mega to his outside. In the ninth row, it'll be Ryan Lutz and Mark Paget. And then we move back to the 10th row. It's going to be Brian Narducci in the 14 machine with Miguel Gomes on the outside. In the number 16 machine, it'll be row 11 with Jonathan Oshalem and Colin Fern. Row 12 consists of Pablo Donaso and Vincent Salas. Row 13 with Paul Morgan Jr. and Will LaRue Sr. Row 14 is going to be Garrett Maines with Brian Schoenberg. 15 is Caden Honeycutt and Matt Kocher. It's row 16 with Joseph Pasiota and Ty Ippolito. In row 17, it's Nelson Rivera and Brooks Dirting. And rounding out the field tonight in the number 15 car, it'll be Robert Miller. So 18 rows for tonight's starting grid. And we'll be getting ready to go live here from Phoenix International Raceway in just a few moments. And Kane, I am excited for this one as tension's in the air for some good racing. We've got 156 laps tonight. That's 156 miles at this 1 mile unique oval. And it is 6 tire sets in the pits for these guys. That is all they have to work with for tonight. And you saw that at the bottom there, potential for green-white checkers, of course, if it is needed.
Yeah, I'm hearing these guys can go about 85 laps or so on a tank of gas. So a few green flag pit stops could be in the works for us tonight. I think with this being a short track, we might just have enough caution spread out that they won't need any green flag stops, but it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, going to be very fun to see, and these guys are out. Should be 2 pace laps, but no, it's this one. We're starting, guys. We're going green flag racing. Cody Turlind going to take our field green for the first time tonight as we go racing from Phoenix International Raceway. Yeah, it was another pace lap. The car just decided to duck down first. Here we go. Cody Turlind with a big jump to get it underway at Phoenix. Boy, really big run. Back here we were battling 3 wide right out of the gate with James Ott and Logan Elton down on the inside of the number 63. Car gets a little bit loose. We got a car turned around a little bit. That is the number 5 of Octavio. No, it was not Rondoletto. It was a little bit behind.
That's Boyd Hogan.
He did end up saving that. That could have been a lot worse. And now we got 3 wide up here, guys, right now with James Otten. He is right there with Logan Helton. These guys are fighting hard up here for position.
As Boyd Wayne Hagen that had that spin. What a good save to get right back in there. Only lost a few positions, but that
caution is going to come out for the first time today. Sorry, Kane, to run in there, but the caution will wave. I saw a car going around, but as I saw that going around, it kind of blinked out on me. We'll find out where that green flag yellow flag did originate, but I did see a car going sideways. And as soon as we're able to, we'll get you guys a replay for you guys to find out exactly where that. So it looks like it was Colin Fern in the number 13 car who did cause that yellow flag to wave. That is our first caution of the afternoon. And here comes your iRacing replay, guys. You're watching on screen here. Coming through the dog leg there. Everything seemed okay at first, and then there was light contact there made up into the wall, and there you see the 86 going around there, and that'll bring it up. So not a ton of damage, but that does set us up for a restart here, and we will get our first restart of the afternoon. As you see there, the number 86 of Colin Fern headed down pit road. As it is our first race covering the NASCAR iRacing Series here in 2022, I have to say just how good these Generation 7 cars look. Really impressed with the design. They look fantastic. And from what we've seen in real world racing, they run really well. I've really enjoyed what NASCAR has put out with these cars.
Man, it has made the racing so good.
Yeah, so far, very impressed. And of course, you know, it'll be something that we can watch develop as the season does go along. But these guys, it's just like real world NASCAR right now. They're trying to learn just like the others.
Lots of familiar names in this race here tonight from where we covered the Winter NASCAR iRacing Series. We got drivers like Cody Turlin, Brody Kostecki, Logan Hilton, Octavio Rondeletto, and others that we have grown to know so well through the Winter NASCAR iRacing Series. Good to see them guys running here in the NASCAR iRacing Series.
Yeah, a lot of familiar names and some new faces as well out there. Lights are out on the iRacing pace car as we get ready to go back green flag racing here, guys. So here we go, and we're going to follow Cody Turland again as he is out there in that 09 Ford Mustang, and he'll be leading the way. On the outside of him is a Chevy on the outside. And we get ready to go back green flag racing. And that is the number 7 of Brody Kostecki on the outside. And it's another big start there for Cody Turland as the green flag does wave. Look down here on the inside. We had a car coming way down. There's the caution waving again. I think we already have a caution out, guys. And the second caution is waved as that was a bumped restart. And we'll get that underway. We'll find out exactly what caused that. Looks like we're looking at Will LaRue Sr. and the number 55 Chevy. We'll see if that is the origin of this second caution of the afternoon. So not the start we were hoping for here at Phoenix, and but not to get. Not to lose all hope, as it is just a start. There we go. That's something I think we're going to see quite a bit early this season. These cars have a tendency with the lower profile tires to easier to step out. The back end can go around on you. You don't have that sense of losing the car like you do in a thicker wall tire. So that's at least what they're saying on the real world cars, and I'm sure it transfers over.
I imagine it does, but you know, maybe we get these yellow flags out of the way early and have a good green flag run here. I imagine a lot of this stuff is transferring over into the simulator. You know, iRacing has worked so closely with NASCAR to get these cars to be as realistic as possible, and I imagine that these drivers are feeling a lot of the same things. Having some of the same aggravations with this car as what they have in the real world counterpart.
Absolutely. And one good thing about here at Phoenix is the cautions tonight. I hope we don't have a bunch of them, but if we do have a high amount of cautions, the pace laps don't take quite as long. With this only being a mile track, we tend to stay under yellow a lot quicker or a lot less time pacing, like when we go to Talladega or Daytona per se. But yeah, we should be getting those lights back off on the iRacing pace car in just a moment, and there they are. So we will go back green flag racing this time, and all eyes will go to Cody Turlind again, as he will be leading this field to green. Also, Kostecki out there on the outside in the Boost Mobile Chevrolet. Beautiful paint scheme on that number 7. Love that orange and black. Looks fantastic. And I'll get a look at some of the other paints out there today here momentarily. But the Ryco Ford Mustang going to take us green, and that is exactly what we're looking for right here, is Cody Turlind going to lead the field green. And a good restart there, and so far so good. They'll first 4 will single file out and get a really good start. We've got our first battle in about for position 5. We're going to have a battle for the lead here in a second. If Turlind can get a good grip there through the turn, he's got that bottom line working, and he's going to come right up on the back end there of our leader. And Cody Turlind is going to lead the lap. However, here comes Kostecki working that inside line well. Oh man, look at him shoot down below. Now that is legal to go below the yellow line here at Phoenix. It is not a double yellow line, so that is completely legal. And Brody Kostecki will lead, as that was a beautiful pass by the Boost Mobile Chevrolet. Oh, here goes another passing opportunity back here for third place right now. That is a good passing opportunity, and we'll see if he can do it. Side-by-side action for third place right now. And we got right now the number, the numbers, I got to get used to them. The number 8 here of Typhon Davis. And on the outside, Logan Helton. Helton making the outside work there. And he's got that shiny number 63. And he is able to hold on to third place for now in the Nexus Motorsports Chevrolet. So already on lap number 13, and we have Brody Kostecki in the lead, Cody Turlind, followed by Logan Helton, Typhon Davis, and James Otten there. And Otten's coming up in the number 41 Ryco Motorsports Chevy. He's got a car on the outside. That's Noah Bitts there. And Bitts was trying to look for an outside pass, and he thinks twice. He'll tuck back in and have to ride it out from there. A little bit further back right now, we got a car on the move. That's the number 5 car, the Valvoline Chevy, and he is trying to work it around Garrett Maines in the number 31 Chevy. Oh, and we got some cars. We got a car up into the wall, and let's see what exactly happened on that one. Yeah, we'll see if we can get a replay for you guys. A lot of action happening fast here at Phoenix, so we'll try to bring you guys all the action as soon as possible.
It looks like things have kind of ironed themselves out a little bit for now. Driver's still getting a little racy, which is good, but everybody's gotten it figured out how to keep the cars going forward, at least for now. And we've gotten through that yellow flag, breeding yellow flags part, so hopefully we'll be good for a while. But man, some great racing so far. Looks like passing is pretty easy to do here. The people ain't really having too hard of a time passing, so we should be able to have a really good race here today.
Garrett Maines in the number 31 Chevy's been quite on the move. You saw the stats on the screen. Currently up in the 9th position. Started 27th. Really on the move in only 17 laps, but only a handful of those have actually been green flag laps. He's going to have some traffic down up here to deal with. He's got 2 cars battling it out, and he'll follow the inside line car and should be able to follow the 19 right around.
Garrett Maines comes into this race tonight in the 21st position in points, so definitely having a pretty good season so far.
All right, guys, we're going to have a go back at that replay we were talking about just a few moments back where we had some contact and what could have been trouble. Look at this. Car gets a little bit sideways. Another car headed down pit road. Look how he avoided that. That could have been terrible. And the look at that, the Tennessee Volunteers Ford Mustang there, Wesley Pistoli, that was huge. And a tough day for him. He started 11th all the way back to 30th right now, and that didn't help.
I love seeing a Tennessee Volunteers car out there on the track. My stepmom would absolutely love that car.
I'm looking for a Go Dogs car myself, but that's okay. They're the neighbors to the north, so I'll give them that. They're good old SEC school. Great onboard footage right now you're looking at here. We're on lap 20 of 156, so a lot of racing left here to go. And we'll see if Pistoli can start making some of that ground back.
Take just a second to thank you guys for watching us on the YouTube. I know we're having a little bit of audio problems tonight. We're trying to get it worked out. JD just got a brand new computer, and the audio is very sensitive on this computer. But man, it's a rocket ship, so he's got that going for him. I did send you a text, JD. You might check that when you can. Brody Kostecki still out in that number 1 spot. He is just pulling away from Cody Turlin. Almost a full second now. Logan Helton in 3rd place. James Otten in 4th. And Noah Bitts. These are all drivers that we got to know quite well in the Winter NASCAR iRacing Series. And they all had a great season in that Winter NASCAR iRacing Series. So, coming over here to the NASCAR iRacing Series and doing quite well. Good to see that. Garrett Maines has made his way up to 7th and still climbing. He's now got up to the bumper of Salas in that number 22 machine.
Semina.
Yeah, I had to read it a couple times. I thought I seen a D there, and I was about to call him Salad.
No worries. Cody Turland was your pole sitter, and he is led early part of the race. Now he sits back, trying to reclaim that from Brody Kostecki. Brody off to a fantastic start as he was able to take the lead. And right now it's all clear in front of him. That Boost Mobile Chevy is looking good. Great battle back here for 3rd place. Logan Helton going to go 3 wide, guys. 19 down on the inside, working hard. And that 19 car going to come up. He's going to go door to door with the Nexus Motorsports machine. They're going to continue this down the backstretch. A great race for position. And that 19 car, Vincent Salas, makes it happen. A little bit of contact on the rear there. That is James Otten. And no harm, no foul. Everybody is okay. Look down here. We're going to go 3 wide again. And look who it is down on the inside. It's the 31 machine of Garrett Maines. He has continued to march towards the front. And that march continues. Fantastic pass from Garrett Maines.
And Logan Hilton kind of got held out there on the outside, and it's really, really tough to hold position when you get stuck out on the outside like that, and it looks like he might be getting stuck out there again.
Yeah, I'm hearing Salas races for Williams Esports in the Cup Series, so that is something we'll keep. Ooh, Nexus Motorsport machine gets a little bit loose there, able to save it, no problem there for the 63. And this is going to continue, Kane. Garrett Main's down on the inside. He's got a great run, holding it a little bit off the yellow line, and he is trying to make it around. He just can't seem to get around the 63. The 63's giving it all he's got. He's got a little help with the 87 behind him, maybe giving him a small advantage on the straightaways.
Yeah, for being on the outside like that, he really is holding on good. Phoenix a little bit more forgiving out there on that outside line, and he is really doing well out there.
Wow, that was close. And while this race right here is going on, we have another one up here in front. We have some, that is James Otten, who's coming up on Salas, and we have a lapped traffic car. That's what threw me. I thought that was not a lap traffic. That is the 46 of Miguel Gomes, and that is lap traffic. Easy to get confused sometimes.
Yeah, another thing to note is some of these cars are using custom numbers, and those don't align with the number that iRacing has assigned these cars, which makes it a little tougher for us to get used to what numbers these drivers are using. And since this is our first race calling in the NASCAR iRacing series, it might take us a couple races to get used to their custom numbers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The custom numbers will throw you a big-time loop. But I do like having custom numbers. I like that the guys can have the number that they desire, and that works for me.
Yeah, but
Brian Schoenberg back there, Kane, he's got a good battle right now on the inside. JC Nebrega is trying hard to make a pass, and this is for position 16. And Schoenberg is not letting let up. He has continued to hold his position. And
Schoenberg, a very veteran driver. I imagine he's going to make it as hard as he can for that driver to get around him.
Nobrega's going to go down below the yellow line, and that paid off. He's going to keep up there with him for a second. I thought we were going to see Schoenberg break away, and once Nobrega had a chance, he went down below that yellow line, and it almost paid off for him. In the end, it doesn't get him the pass, but it was a good try at least.
Yeah, that's a great race back there for 16th.
One thing, the field has settled down a little bit. 2 early cautions in this one. If you guys have just joined us, welcome. 2 early cautions was the story of the start of the race. However, since then, it has been smooth sailing and great racing ahead. And Cody Turland was your pole sitter. He was passed by Brody Kostecki, and since then Kostecki has led the way in the number 7 Boost mobile machine, and he has continued to keep his Chevrolet up front and looking fast. That car has looked very good, and behind him, like we said, we got a great field of cars battling out hard for position. Vincent Salas has worked his way up into the P3. He continues to hold that, and he's got open track around him. The next battle on the track would be between between James Otten and Miguel Gomes, but Gomes was a lap down. And then the big story for me, Garrett Maines started way back in the field, I think 27th, and he is currently running in the 5th position. So in just a short amount of time, worked his way completely through the field up into the top 5.
Another couple drivers worth mentioning. Logan Helton was right up there in the top 4 just a few laps ago. Now finds himself back in 9th place. Also, Octavio Rondaletto, really fast driver, usually was up there in the top 5. Now he's back in 14th.
Caden Honeycutt with the pass on Noah Bitts, and then Noah Bitts had a chance to reclaim it immediately. but was unsuccessful. Great job there from Caden Honeycutt, who moves up into the 7th position. Very good. Yeah, Caden Honeycutt with the number 17 Savvy Ford Mustang, and that was a beautiful pass. Another good one we're going to have on our hands right now, as you were talking about, Kane, Logan Helton in the 63 Nexus Motorsports machine has got his rear view mirror full of Typhon Davis and that number 8 Mustang, and he's going to go down to the inside, drop below that yellow line, and we'll see if it is going to pay off. It will, but can he hold it? He's got that inside line, but I'm not sure the inside line is very beneficial. I feel like the grip, the groove right now is on the outside.
Yeah, it seems like that second line up seems like it's got the most grip. These guys got Jay Jensen, points leader, coming up right behind them as well. So it's really heating up back there. And
man, this
Ryan Ducombe just behind guys in the Kyle Larson looking machine.
Man, this is fantastic. Jay Jensen joining the party with this battle as Typhon Davis continues to fight. We're going to go 3 wide down the backstretch here, possibly. And if Typhon Davis has a really good run here in the number 8, he's going to make that pass if it'll stick. He's going to come through the turn. He needs the momentum. That's where I feel the high line is getting the advantage. We're going to go 3 wide. Look at the dive down below the dog leg there. That is what everybody loves, and it pays off. What a great pass there from Jay Jensen. I don't know if he can hold it. He got a little loose, little contact, and that is not what he wanted to see after a beautiful pass. He'll have to refight for all of that. Wow, that was fun. The Ryco 22 of Jay Jensen had a gorgeous pass, dove down below the yellow line, dive bombed it down in there, made it pass, but couldn't get it to stick ultimately.
Yeah, they call that the slide job here in NASCAR racing. Yellow flag is out.
And for the 3rd time today, the caution is out, Kane. And let's see if we can find out what brought that caution out. And as soon as we do, you know we'll bring you guys a replay as soon as we're able to. Oh no, we're hearing it's Brian Schoenberg there, and Brian in the number 55 Ryco Motorsports Chevrolet. And we'll take a look at our iRacing replay right here and see what happened to Brian. Might have been a little contact in the rear there, and I think there possibly was a little bit of contact there from the Cat car behind him. And that's all it takes sometimes, just a little bit of contact as fast as these cars are going. And pit road is the place to be right now, Kane. Busy, busy, busy on pit road. Everybody coming to get those fresh tires and topped off with that virtual racing fuel.
Yeah, 43 laps are behind us now. I'd say that's about as good of a time for a yellow flag as these guys could hope for.
Yeah, I bet they were happy to see the yellow flag this time. And here comes the cars racing off pit road, and we'll see how they win this race off pit road. Wow, so off of pit road, Brody Kostecki, followed by James Otten, Boyd Wayne Hagen, Garrett Maines, then Typhon Davis, Noah Bitts, Logan Helton, just to name a few. That is kind of how they ran off pit road. Then it was Brad Newman, Colin Fern, Scott Nasland, Jonathan Oshalom, and on and on. So now we'll get the guys restacked up. We'll restart this race and go back green flag race. And that was a really good stint we just saw. I hope we get more of that. That was a really good job by all the boys out there. We had great passing all throughout the field.
Yeah, it was really looking good.
I'm always down for more 3-wide racing.
Well, I definitely think it's coming. I think the more time these guys get on the track and the more comfortable they get around each other, I think we're going to see some excellent racing.
And we had a really good groove develop. Early everybody wanted to go directly to the bottom line, but as the race developed, a little bit of rubber got put down. We saw more and more guys start to use that second line, and that outside line seemed to be the place to be. I felt like it was a little bit faster. Now, it could have just been looks, but every time I watched a guy battle when they were side by side, one on the bottom line and one about to line up, that lineup was a little bit faster. So we'll see if that does continue as more and more rubber does get laid down on the track. Remember, this sim does record tire wear on the track, so it does matter. I know some people that are maybe watching the sim or watching the broadcast don't understand how the sim works. It does actually monitor how much rubber's laid on the track, and the grooves can change.
Yeah, it's very sophisticated is the word I'm looking for. How that calculation takes place. It goes off the heat of the tires and the amount of laps and everything, and it's really cool how iRacing has figured that out, and it's a pretty realistic time frame wise to lay that rubber down.
It's very impressive. And Kane, in the past, you and me have called the NASCAR iRacing series, and one thing that really amazed me, and this was back, I believe, in 2015, we'll say, I could be give or take a year or two, but one thing that amazed me is what we saw on Wednesday nights on the NASCAR iRacing series was typically very similar to what we saw in the real world race that Sunday. That goes to show you just how much, as we go back green flag racing, just how accurate this sim is. Boy, field gets 4 wide in places, and this is great. Typhon Davis going 3 wide right now. He has got a great race with Garrett Maines. Maines ultimately gets ahead of this little group, and what a great start. Garrett Maines went all the way up there. We got a new leader. Vincent Salas is your current leader in the number 19 machine, and he's got the number 7 coming up quickly. That's Brody Kostecki, followed by your pole sitter, Cody Turlin. Man, big start there from Vincent Salas. And Salas got the number 19 out there. It's the highest Toyota. And obviously he's in the lead, but he's been the highest Toyota, and he has got that car looking really good early in the run.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, Vicente Salas, a Coke Series driver, so definitely one of the best in the world, showing up to drive with these guys here on a Wednesday night, and doing quite well.
Yeah, he's going to have some traffic right now. That is really fast. Brody Kostecki is walking him down very quickly. And the caution's going to wave again, guys. So this will be our 4th caution of the afternoon. And that is so unfortunate. We'll find out exactly where this caution originates from. And as soon as we get that, we'll bring it to you. It looks to me, I thought I saw... I was quicker at finding these before. I see the 16 car below the yellow line, but I'm trying to see what caught.
Here's the replay.
Yeah, now we got the replay up on the screen.
Taking a look at Boyd Hagen as he's on the outside there. Looked like maybe a little neck code there from that inside fender.
Possibly, or it could have just been some contact. Guys were racing close, and like Kane mentioned, it could have been some net code issue, but I find the net code is a lot less prevalent than it used to be years
It was,
before.
and those guys were super close to each other.
Yeah, they were racing tight. Oh, look at this. There's another good slow motion replay there provided by Jay Kennedy. Always keeps us on top of the action.
Man, how tough are these cars over the last few weeks in real life? Man,
they're awesome.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're tough, man. I love it. They're, the last gen, we had guys that would make minor contact with the wall and cut a tire. And it's just like, I like tough race cars. That's why I love NASCAR. You got cars that can bump and grind. They can hit around. I don't want a weak, wet race car. I want a tough one. Beautiful camera right there.
Yeah,
that showed it perfectly. Great angle there as you're looking on board from Yeah, James Otten. That was gorgeous footage.
Now, while we're still under yellow, JD, and I know you hate doing this, especially live on the broadcast, but is there any way you can go into your settings and turn your mic input volume down maybe 15%, and then we'll have Jay turn you up 15% on his side? Because we're just getting a lot of gain off your mic. And I think that if we turn that gain down, it'll help. Vicente Salas still in that number one spot. Held on for several laps there before we got another yellow flag. Brody Kostecki in second place. He looked like he was starting to catch up just a touch. Garrett Maines still on the move as well, back in third. And Cody Turland. These four cars have really been having a heck of a race tonight. Typhon Davis is not to be left out, and Noah Bitts, those guys in fifth and sixth place, have been right there all race as well. I think we're in for a good battle.
Pace car is in, guys. We're going to go back green flag racing. And I'm going to leave it with Cave for a minute.
All right, Vicente Salas on the inside. He takes the green flag. Great launch from Vicente. Oshland in the wall. Able to hold on. Apparently no yellow flag. Garrett Maines has made his way up into second. Typhon Davis and Brody Kostecki fighting it out for third place. Typhon Davis ends up with that spot. Single filed out here at the front for now. Vicente Salas holds the lead. Garrett Maines in second. Brody Kostecki in third. Typhon Davis in fourth. Cody Turlin still right there in fifth with Noah Bitts in sixth. Boy, these cars are just a little loose after this restart. Seeing a lot of cars getting a little wiggly. Boy, what is that? 4 wide back there? Jeez, it's a little hairy back there in the mid-pack or so. A couple cars getting loose back there. Seen puffs of smoke. Oh, there's one around. Big wreck there. That's the number 5 Octavio Randoletto involved. The 17 machine of Pablo Donoso involved. A pretty big wreck. Lucky for most of these guys, being the 1 mile track, I think a lot of them will be able to continue. Looks like James Otten is out of the race. Replay on the screen showing what happened. Looked like the Octavio caught the first brunt of it. Gets spun around right there in front of the field. The Rondoletto machine loses its hood and several other parts, so that'll be some time in the pits. So we've had about 15 laps or so since the last green flag, or since the last pit stops rather, and I'm curious to see if these guys are going to bring it down. My guess is they probably will. They've got 6 sets of tires, so we'll probably see a set of pit stops here. There's a good shot of the tow truck just a second ago. Tow truck in the real world racing has been an important part of the races with this new car. So several guys electing to take pit stops, but surprisingly, not everyone. So the race has been plagued with a few caution flags so far. I think this is probably our 4th caution of the race. Otherwise, we've had some pretty good green flag racing and some pretty intense battles. It's really been a good race. I imagine we'll see the lights go off on the pace car, and these guys will line up 2 by 2, and we will get ready for another restart. Vicente Salas in that number 1 spot. Garrett Maines will be going from the 2nd place. Typhon Davis in 3rd. Brody Kostecki in 4th. Noah Bitts in 5th. Cody Turlan in 6th. And Colin Fern in 7th. Jay Jensen, the points leader coming into tonight's race. He will be going from the 8th spot, and Brad Newman from 9th, and Ty Ippolito will go off from the 10th spot. Everybody off to a clean start so far. It's 4 wide back around the 8th, 9th spot. It's cleared up a little bit to 2 wide. Yellow flag is out, and I was unable to see where that came from. Here it was, Brian Schoenberg. Schoenberg having a tough race here tonight on the short track. Take a look at what happened here. Oh, the Tennessee Vols car underneath him just lost it, and just as he went to collect it up, made contact with that 55 machine of Brian Schoenberg. So loose race car there underneath.
Okay, Cade, see if that's a little better here in just a minute. And we'll see if we get that fixed. I noticed it, yeah, the gain was very high. It was overpowered somehow. I don't know. Got to get the settings tightened up. Once we do, it'll be no worries.
It is a little better. It sounds like it could maybe even go down a little more. Still a little extra power behind your voice there.
I have no idea what to do. Same mic I've always, or that I used. And
new computer always throws a few glitches in to the mix, just because whole different system. Vicente Salas in that number 1 spot, as I continue to mention, because we keep getting these yellow flags. Garrett Maines in 2nd. Brody Kostecki in 3rd. Brody Kostecki, if you're here in the States, you may not know that Brody Kostecki is a driver in real world. He drives the V8 supercars over in Australia. And does quite well here in the simulator as well. So it's been a pretty good race here tonight so far. Vicente Salas and Garrett Maines have been going at it for the last 20 laps or so. They've been 1-2, and another driver to keep an eye on is Jay Jensen, working his way up through the field. Some bad luck has befallen a few drivers as well. Octavio Rondoletto finds himself in the pits after an incident on that brought out the last yellow flag. Several drivers, Will Barlow and Joseph Pisciata, are in the pits getting some repairs done. Lights are off on the pace car, and we should be getting ready to go green. Vicente Salas will bring us to the green flag. Garrett Maines in second, Typhon Davis in third, Brody Kostecki in fourth, and Vicente Salas is off. He heads deep down to the inside. I thought that was going to be a good chance for Garrett Maines to get up there side by side, but no, and the yellow flag comes out again. I seen a puff of smoke, but I couldn't tell where it was coming from. Somewhere around Joseph Pisciata. I imagine these guys up front are getting quite bored with driving around at pace speeds. But it gets a little crazy on those restarts and 4 and 5 wide there through the dog leg. So it's not surprising to see. Here comes the replay on the incident. Ty Apolito is the car we're watching here. Ooh, he gets sideways right in front of everybody. Lucky enough, I think most everybody missed him. And I wasn't able to see if he got knocked sideways or if he just lost control. But lots of very lucky drivers to have missed that one. So we find ourselves under caution again. Several other drivers electing to go ahead and take a pit stop now. We got about 10 or 12 people in getting service. The leaders have elected to stay out. Taking a look at the replay again on board. On board the Tin Machine, taking a look just ahead. As he does make contact, runs right into the back of him. I don't know, maybe must have been checking up or something. and that Tim machine spun him around there. Lucky enough, no other contact was made, and those guys should be back out on track. Now, Ty Alpolito heading down pit lane again to get just a little bit more repairs done. Or not, they just drove through. All right, lights are off on the pace car again. Vicente Salas is going to lead him around one final time. Garrett Maines to his outside, Typhon Davis and Brody Kostecki behind him. Green flag flies. Vincent Salas takes his green. Garrett Maines just behind him. The guys behind scrambling for position is Brody Kostecki and Typhon Davis. They hold position in their relative position. Brody Kostecki in third, Typhon Davis in fourth, and a big wreck back behind. At least 6 cars involved. Looked like Brian Schoenberg may be involved again. That was a big one. On screen, we'll take a look at the replay and see what happened. Looks like Schoenberg got in there a little hot and maybe bumped the back end of that Vols machine and went around right in front of traffic, and several other cars got collected. We're going to take a look at this from on board with Robert Miller, who got slammed up into that wall. That was hard contact. As I was saying earlier, these cars are tougher, but I don't know if they're tough enough to be able to drive away from that. That was a pretty hard contact. The carbon fiber bodies of these things have just amazed me at how tough they are. Looks like Octavio Rondoletto getting the wave around. Let's take a look at the replay from Logan Helton's perspective. As we go green here right away. Oh, that wasn't as we took the green. It was in slow motion. That was Brian Schoenberg's contact there with that Vols machine. And that contact to the outside wall. That was pretty serious.
All right, boys, you got me back again?
Yes.
All right, hopefully this will work for tonight, and then I'll have to figure something out for in the future. Don't know why that was happening, but very interesting.
Well, we're glad to have you back. You haven't missed anything. Just some caution laps, a couple cool wrecks.
No worries at all.
So lights are off on the pace car once again. And again, Vicente Salas will go from that number 1 spot with Garrett Maines to his outside. Typhon Davis and Brody Kostecki will make up the row behind them. Colin Fern and Noah Bitts behind them.
Boy, really good car into the wall, up into the wall, and a caution will wave. And that is troubles. Let's find a replay to find out exactly what happened. That was the 86 car of Colin Fern that got up into the wall there. And as always, Jay will bring us a replay, and you guys can take a look at that. And Fern, boy, he got that right side of the car and nailed the wall. Oh, so it was number 14 that brought the caution out.
What was that?
Wow.
That almost looked deliberate.
Well, Brian Narducci was the driver of the 14 car. And let's take another look here on board. He's got loose. Car got in the back of him.
Yeah, it was way too quick on the wheel for it to be like a deliberate deal. I don't know what happened there, but
No, did he get
must
hit
have
from
got-
behind?
I don't think so. I think he just lost it.
I think when he came back on from the dog leg, the car gets upset because that is a change in banking there. You're coming off a flat apron-like area back onto the track, and I think he may have lost it just coming back up there at onto the banking, and that it upset the car. So yeah, we are at the halfway point, and I want to thank everybody for bearing with us tonight. Very unlike us to be, messing up like this with the audio, and that is 100% my fault. I got to figure out why the microphone was having such a high gain on it, and there was tried different settings, and nothing I could do would work. But I got an older microphone that I'm using right now, just temporarily. So thank you so much for bearing with us. And we're going to bring you the second half of this race, and it's going to be a good one. I got a feeling these guys are going to get into another groove, and we're going to see a great finish to this one. Salas is your leader with 78 to go, and we have Garrett Maines on the outside. Kostecki is in third with Davis on the outside. So, guys are going to be getting back into this one. We got a long way to go, even though it's halfway to go. Plenty of time still in this one. So for some of the fellas that are a little bit further back in the field, this is a track where places can be made up. So there's no need to get in panic mode just yet.
Yeah, people have been making passes fairly easy here. It's not one of those tracks like you mentioned that are tough to get around, and And I think that if your favorite driver is not at the front, I don't think you should be worrying quite yet. I think there's plenty of time left in this race for your favorite driver to make his way up through the field. Another thing worth mentioning is those top 5 drivers have still only had the one pit stop.
Yeah, that's a good point, Kane. Very good point.
All these cautions, and they have not elected to come down and get tires.
Well, here we go, guys. Back green flag racing at Phoenix International Raceway. And here we go, guys. Fanning out, trying to make moves and make them fast. Vincent Salas in the lead with Garrett Maines, followed by Brody Kostecki. And it is Typhon Davis up on the high side, working around the savvy Mustang of Caden Honeycutt. Back there in the 5th position, and the top 5 all single file out. Very good racing all the way through the top 15. Oh, we got a car shoots down into the dog leg. That is Ryan Dukem, and Dukem comes down to the number 5 Valvoline Chevrolet, regains. And the way he shot down there, I thought something was wrong, but he's fine. He just took a aggressive dive down through the dog leg, which we've seen several guys do very successfully tonight.
Jonathan Oshlam just behind him, going down to the inside now of Ryan Dukem. He is going to get the move done. He's going to shoot down to the dog leg as well. He is going to be successful.
And we're going to have a new leader here in just a moment, guys. If Vincent Salas can't hold off Garrett Maines, Maines has got a very, very good press put on right now. He was working the high side. Now he tucks down in to take advantage of some slipstream from the race leader. And we'll see if Maines can take the lead. Remember, he started off back in 27th tonight, and it worked his way up really quickly up into the top 5. Since then, he has battled very, very diligently, and he has kept his car just steadily moving forward, and here he is battling for the first time tonight for the lead. He had a really good run on Salas just a moment ago, and Salas did a fantastic job to hold him off. He had several times I thought that Garrett Maines was going to actually make the pass, and just could not ultimately get it done, and he's tucked back in. And Vincent Salas has got a little breathing room again.
It looks like the field has gotten pretty much single filed out, and that should lend itself well to maybe a green flag run here.
Ooh, car gets up into the wall a little bit. Jay Jensen maybe making a little bit more contact with the wall than he wanted to. Car is just fine, but did cost him a tiny bit of time. As now he's got a car in his rear view. That is Mark Padgett, and he is behind him in the Cat Chevrolet. That is the O2 Caterpillar. Got some beautiful paints out there on the track this evening, and some beautiful, beautiful paints. I mentioned earlier the number 7 Boost Mobile Chevrolet of Brody Kostecki. That is a really cool looking one there with the black and orange. And the more I look at Garrett Maines, number 31, ChevyLiners.com. Chevy, that is a absolute beautiful paint. I love that it's the way it pops with that yellow, that highlighter yellow, that Paul Menard yellow, as I like to call it.
Cody Turland, another driver in a pretty cool looking car. It's Ryko machine.
Absolutely.
Those Ryko guys do a pretty good job with their paints, and they run their team logo on the cars, but they do look cool.
Yeah, they do. I don't know who does the paints for Ryko, but they deserve a shout out for a job well done. They always show up to the track with top-notch paints, and they do it as a team. And taking a look back at that 02 Caterpillar of Mark Paget, he had a good run there on Jay Jensen again. That is the battle for 8th place. Here he comes again, going to work down on the inside. He's going to take that low line, possibly get a decent run here. This may be a good pass. Let's see if he can get it running a race down the backstretch here at Phoenix International Raceway. And Paget going to get a great run again through 3 and 4. Or 1 and 2, or no, 3 and 4 rather, down into 1 and 2. He'll take the dog leg to see if he can get some kind of advantage. I don't know if it worked out any better, but he looks like he will get the pass, as we see right there. Jensen got really high through 1 and 2. Boy, he got really high.
If that low line is starting to come in a little better, or if that was just a mistake from Jensen.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. While that's going on in front of them guys, Cody Turlin battling his heart out right now with Typhon Davis. They have continued to be door to door. Now get a bit of an advantage from Cody Turlin. He'll make that pass and will stick with it. In the meantime, here comes Mark Paget, who we just saw making around Jay Jensen a moment ago. He is going to be right up there with this front pack, and now he'll run with the 6th place and 7th place car.
All the way up at the front, Vicente Salas starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Almost a full second separates Vicente and Garrett Maines. Garrett under pressure from Brody Kostecki and Caden Honeycutt.
Yeah, you know, Kane, I'm wondering if Garrett Maines may have put a little bit too much into those tires earlier when he was trying to catch Vincent Salas. He had a great opportunity. He worked his way right up there to his bumper, was racing right there with him and on pace with him. And then all of a sudden, we kind of see him fall back a little bit. I wonder if maybe he used up a little bit too much of those tires. And we're about to see Brody Kostecki looking like he's preparing for a pass around Garrett.
Now, I've mentioned a couple times that those front runners had not pitted for tires, but Caden Honeycutt has. He's pitted 3 different times this race, and those guys are still running out in front of him.
And here it comes, guys, right now. Kostecki still working on Garrett Maines. And I believe the Boost Mobile Chevrolet is getting ready to put his move on. I've seen him step down a couple of times. He's going to do it again here and just see if he can get some type of run. He's got that inside line. Let's see if he can make it work. He has to decide to slip back in that slipstream, and he tucks in behind the 31. And just not enough. Fun to watch these two, though, and while these guys are going at it, don't forget, like Kane mentioned, Caden Honeycutt, he's right there with these guys as well. So this is a great 3-car battle, ultimately for 2nd place. Look at this. We're going to see Honeycutt try to use the high line, and let's see, may tuck back and try to use the low line. And wow, Kostecki with a great run here, guys. The Boost Mobile Chevy going to come down, touch the yellow line. He's got a really good run. It's whether he can make it stick. He needs to get that momentum. And here we go through the dogleg section of the track. And we'll see if Kostecki needs just a little bit of boost from that Boost Mobile Chevy. Can he get it done? Oh, he's clawing and scratching. He's fighting down the straightaway here. Just can't seem to get the boost he needs to get around the 31. And that is great driving there from Garrett Maines, able to maintain 2nd place.
Yeah, but Caden Honeycutt able to stay out there as well onto the outside. That might just force Brody Kostecki down even another position.
Yeah, this is really good run right now from Honeycutt. He's got himself now. He is being able to take advantage of a minor draft from the 31 of Garrett Maines when Maines went up with him. And now you see Maines go down to the bottom. But when he comes up there and Honeycutt's able to take advantage of that, it's helping him. And you see there, he took advantage, and that allowed him to pass Kostecki. So a great job there from the Savi number 17 Mustang of Caden Honeycutt. Moves up into 3rd position. And he's looking like he's ready to take P2 here, Kane. He's going to look down to the inside. A great run. And we'll see if the number 17 Mustang can get this Chevrolet. And a good Ford Chevy battle for P2 underway. He will take the dog leg and go down there. Let's see if it's beneficial to him. It is. He's got a great run down on the inside. If he can get the grip, he's got this pass. Really good run there from Honeycutt. Caden Honeycutt on the move. And it's going to be a great drag race down the backstretch here at Phoenix. Down into the next turn, he takes the inside line, and he has got the momentum. He's got a little bit of a push from behind with Kostecki there behind him. He's going to use that dog leg one more time. Can it give him just a little bit of a little boost he needs to make it around the 31? Garrett Maines giving it everything he has. He does not want to give up P2. They are fighting for survival here, like this is the last 5 laps of the race. Fantastic race in between these two gentlemen.
And back behind those guys, Cody Terlin getting the move done on Mark Paget. Cody Terlin getting the move done on Noah Blitz, rather.
And this has continued door to door for how many laps now? At least 4 or 5 laps. These guys have been door to door, back and forth. Finally, we see Caden Honeycutt tucked back in and sits behind Garrett Maines. And every time you push like that, you're using a little bit more of those Goodyear Eagles. And he decides to sit back in. Here he comes. He wants to come down again, maybe possibly try again. And we'll see if he's able to make that pass eventually. He has not given up. In the meantime, like I said, he doesn't want to put too much pressure on those tires. That will allow Kostecki to get back up here and make his move. You see the guys going around lap traffic right now. That is the number 5 of Octavio Rondoletto. Tons of damage on that number 5 Chevy. And Rondoletto all the way back in the 26th position. Boy, I must have been, while I was trying to fix the microphone, I must have missed Logan Helton incident. I see he is back in 25th position and tons of damage on the Nexus Motorsports machine there. And oh, look at this, Honeycutt, big mistake. It's going to be costly, and that's going to push him back as here comes Kostecki, going to move up into the 3rd position. Kostecki going to make a move down on the inside, see if he can make him to P2. He's got a great look on Garrett Maines. If he can get it to stick, he needs his Goodyears to stick as good as they can. A little bit of grip goes such a long way. A great run down into turn number 2. Oh, 3 and 4, does he have it? It's a race to the finish line. And who was the faster driver? It was Garrett Maines. And look at this. That is going to cost Honeycutt is going to move back up into P2 as that cost Kostecki to P2. This is fantastic. These guys are going back and forth. Car into the wall. That is the 63 we talked about just a moment ago of Logan Helton. The 63 Nexus Motorsports car has tons of damage. It's got to be tough to wheel that car around. The the steering wheel's got to be giving him all kind of fits. And you saw him get into the wall there. Luckily, kept the green flag wave and kept that yellow from coming out. And we're going to look back down at this 3-car battle for P2. It has continued to heat up. Boy, what a job from Kostecki and Honeycutt. They went back and forth. We saw the mistake from Caden Honeycutt that cost him to lose P2. He fell back to 3 and then immediately regains the position. And now he's got his sights back on Garrett Maines. And he's got a great run here, guys. Really good pace there on the savvy Mustang. And he is fighting both of these Chevys with all he's got. And you see his back end getting a little loose. He's pushing really hard here, guys. He wants this pass. He's got a good run. Look to the inside. Garrett Maines has been able to work that high line, though, very well. He sits about 1 lane from the bottom, and that seems to be the perfect line for Garrett Maines. It has paid off and has been able to maintain this P2, but for how long? He has got loads of pressure coming on from both of these drivers, but right now it's Caden Honeycutt, the number 17 Savvy Mustang, who is putting it on hard.
He is driving awful hard. Seen the rear end get a little loose there. coming out of the turn. It wasn't enough to cost him any time, though, as Kostecki is still back behind him. When Kostecki had a little bobble a few laps ago, that allowed Honeycutt to get around.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. I thought he had it right there, Kane. My fault on that. I thought he had the pass. He had a great run, and then as soon as he got just the tiniest advantage, it's like he had to let up. I'm assuming he had to lift.
With these new cars, the side draft is a little weird. It's just not quite the same as it used to be, and it kind of creates a slowing effect depending on where you're at. And sometimes that side draft can slow the other car down just a touch. And I think you might have seen that.
Yeah, the side draft is a thing of the past. It is nowhere near. Look at this. Honeycutt in trouble. He's going to lose his position possibly, as Kostecki going to get the Boost Mobile Chevy into position and try to take back P3. But what you were saying, Kane, is correct. The side draft is no longer a thing like it once was with the Gen 6 car, where it was such a big deal. You had to really watch the side draft. Now it is just, it's still there, but it's just nowhere near as effective as it once was.
Especially in the simulator. In the Gen 6 car, that side draft was very effective in the simulator, and we're not seeing that quite so much here with the new version.
And that is NASCAR wanted. That was part of how they designed this car. They wanted they wanted exactly what the results they got. This is exactly why the cars were designed the way that they were. They wanted to take away some of the side draft problems that they had. It made passing tougher, and so that is why they wanted to get rid of it, so that we could have more passing, more close racing.
Now, as we get further in this run, my question goes to the tires. Now, in the real world, tires have been somewhat of an issue for the guys. My guess is that they're not so much in the simulator a problem, because these guys have been on these tires for a very long time now. And I know their lap times have fallen off, but in real world, we've seen a lot of blowouts, and I don't think we'll be seeing blowouts in the simulator like that. Vicente Salas is just dominating this race here. At lap 117, he's over 6 seconds ahead of the other guys. That probably is in large part because of the great battle that we're having back here for second between Garrett Maines, Caden Honeycutt, and Brody Kostecki. These guys have been battling back and forth ever since the drop of this green flag, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. Right now things have kind of leveled off a little bit. Garrett Maines pretty solid in that second place for now. Caden Honeycutt in third, Brody Kostecki in third, Cody Terlin quite a ways off there in fourth, but I wouldn't count him out yet, though. He's still in a position that he could catch up if those guys get to battling again. Jay Jensen back in 11th, looking to try to get a few more places here before this race is over.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, it was.
Miguel Gomes in the 46 there got really close.
Jay Jensen is the points leader coming into tonight's race. He's had a really tough race tonight.
And pit stops underway. Right now we have Caden Honeycutt coming down into the number 17 pit stall. Oh, he missed his box, Kane. That's huge. He rolls over, has to put it in reverse, come back. And right now he gets rights. Now they see, yep, lefts are going on. So 4 fresh tires for Caden Honeycutt. And he's down and away. How big is that overrunning his box? We'll find out once we cycle through these bad boys. Here comes Brody Kostecki and Cody Terlin. Both of these very, very big pit stops under green flag right now. They huge stop, biggest of the race under green flag conditions. And right now is where Cody Terlin should have the advantage of having the #1 pit stall from being your pole sitter for tonight's race. And we'll see how it goes if he can win this race off pit road. He seemed to have fallen back a little bit from Kostecki, and they are right there, 1 and #2. We'll see how they come off pit road. Kostecki already done with the rights. He's going to throw up there on the lefts now, getting 4 fresh tires and topped off. Car is down and away, and he will win the race off pit road. Here comes Cody Terlin following in his footsteps. So green flag stops are underway, and they are very, very important. Boy, this one it heats up right here, guys. And now pit road is the place to be. Garrett Maines down pit road, also headed down pit road. A few other of the guys have decided to come down as well. Also, the 87 machine, Noah Bitts, in the front line Ford Mustang, as he is on his way out of the into his pit stall and out.
We also seen Jay Jensen heading down as well for some fresh tires.
And Typhon Davis in the number 8
looks like
Ford Mustang.
Honeycutt and Kostecki have found each other again on the racetrack. That missing his pit stall didn't seem to affect Honeycutt all that much.
No, it didn't. He got very lucky. That could be huge. He luckily didn't overrun it too bad. So, and maybe, I don't know, but he was able to switch it in reverse very fast, get it back in the box quickly. So, minimal time was lost, and that is obviously been very beneficial as he was able to regain kind of where he was. Vincent Salas is on pit road right now, and the number 19 Toyota Camry is finding his way. A very important stop for him, and he is back on the track regaining traffic. We'll see where he comes back out. Salas is going to come out in front of Caden Honeycutt and Brody Kostecki. And here comes, look at this battle on the inside. Kostecki going to come up on the side of the 17. He's got the inside advantage. There's a little lap traffic in the way. Not going to be a problem, though. Is Kostecki going to be able to make it stick? He will. Beautiful pass there from the Boost Mobile Chevrolet. And he will jump ahead of Caden Honeycutt.
I think that was probably all because of the lap traffic. Was just in the wrong spot.
If it was, that is a tough break, but that was a beautiful pass nonetheless, and very important one at this stage in the race. So that is exactly what Kostecki wanted with 29 laps to go in this one, guys. Looking at Mark Padgett right now, currently up in 18th place. Started the race today, guys, in 35th. That is a very big plus advantage. So a great race for him to move up through the field that much. And we'll continue to see. I know he continues to love to move back up through the field. Here comes the number 5 Valvoline Chevrolet down pit road for his green flag stops with 28 laps to go. Yeah, Ryan Ducombe has stayed right where he started. He started 11th, currently running 12th. And so he has kind of maintained where he's been. Now you're looking at the number 19 Toyota Camry of Vicente Salas. And he started 24th on the race today. He's currently in the 13th position. We've seen him run as high as the lead. And that is where he wishes he was right now. But however, he is not too far off 13th. Let's see if he can maybe possibly find his way to the top 10 before the end of this one.
I think there's several of those guys up there that could make it to the end.
Very possible, very possible. Will they take that gamble? We will see. I tell you what, the fresh tires has definitely benefited Brody Kostecki. He was racing neck and neck with Caden Honeycutt, actually made the pass on him a few laps ago, and now has found himself with a little bit of a gap. So he has done very well with fresh, the virtual Goodyear Eagles, and you see him now working his way around some lap traffic. That is Jonathan Oshalem there.
So there is a couple drivers that could make it to the end, but they're maybe 5 seconds ahead of Vicente Salas, and we've seen before that Vicente Salas had like a 6-second lead on the field. So I would say there's still a chance that Vicente Salas could catch those guys.
But do you take the risk? That's the thing. Do you take the risk of running out of fuel? It's a tough risk, but that's what makes racing so fun. Different strategies, different things, and it all comes down to choice and risk and skill, and it's just, that's what makes it, that's what brings us here each and every week.
Yeah, now Brad Newman currently in the second spot. He has only had one pit stop, so he will likely not make it to the end.
Now the 28 of Pedro Mega looks like he will make it. He could make it to the end. It's possible. The Rake Chevrolet could possibly make it to the end. That is what we're hearing. He's currently in third place, so he's sitting in a good spot. And I think if I'm him, if you think you can make it to the end, I think take that chance at this point where he's sitting. That car has some damage on it. Also, Fern, the number 13 car, can make it to the end possibly as well. And when you're looking at that, you got to think about taking it. Fern is currently in the 5th position. He is doing the best that he can. And he's actually on your screen. He's in the 86 car. And he's got a car coming down on the inside right now of him at this Ryan Dokum. That is a lap traffic car. Remember, Dokum hit pit road just a few moments ago.
So Fern has been passed by Vicente Salas, and Pedro is right up there as well. So it looks like Vicente Salas will make his way back up through this field with him having the fresher tires. And those other guys, they might be able to make it to the end, but they're on some old tires and they're losing a lot of time.
Talk about threading the needle right there. Vincent Salas comes through and really threads the needle, get between the 5 and the car behind him. That's Wesley Pistoli in the Tennessee Volunteers Mustang. He went right through that lap traffic like it was nothing. And you really see those fresh tires and the benefit they bring as Salas slices up and down through this field. He's in 3rd place right now. He's got Brad Newman up in 2nd place in front of him, and of course the race leader, who is Mark Paget. And Paget up there in the number 29 car. That is the Caterpillar. It's actually the 02 on your screen. And Paget is, remember, he started way back in the field, and he's currently leading this race. You know he's got to be happy, and he is hoping that it all can hang in there and he can stay that way till the end. But I don't know if he's going to be able to stay out there. I think he's going to have to pit.
Well, he is currently 7 seconds ahead of Vicente Salas, and Vicente is gaining a lot of time every lap. But if Mark is able to make it to the end, he could win this thing.
Yeah, if he can stay out there. I don't know if he can do it. Last I'm hearing, you think he pit on lap 57, Kane, and I don't know. I don't know if he can make it. It's tough. I mean, is he fuel saved enough for long enough He's definitely got the cushion as far as where he's at on the track. But if he can keep his lap times low enough with saving enough fuel, that's tough to do. Now, I will say this: Phoenix is a track you can fuel save at pretty good. So, with that being said, it may be possible, but man, is it going to be close. But it could be the difference in him winning and not. So we'll see if he does stay out there and try to run it to the end, and pray that he's got enough fuel in the tank.
Vicente Salas has gained 2 seconds since we've been talking about this.
Yeah, he's got fresh tires, and he's pushing. He's got no reason to feel safe. He is kicking it. He made his pit stop.
That lead is now down to 4 seconds. But
yeah, he's gonna catch
10
him.
laps to go, 13 laps to go.
I think he'll catch him, Kane. I think Vincent Salas will catch you at a rate like that. There's no way Padgett's able to maintain. Now, if you are Padgett, you may not be able to hold off Salas, but if you can stay out there and you can continue to run these laps, you could really get a great finish. You could still get a top 5 finish and have a really great race by fuel saving and staying out if he doesn't run out of fuel. That's the thing. It's such a gamble.
Being in the 29 car assigned by iRacing anyway, he's definitely going to walk away with a bunch of iRating if he can finish up in the top 10 of this thing.
Oh, it'd be huge.
Great.
Be a great day for him. Nah, he's leading the way. Anything's possible. I mean, he's in the lead right now, and as fast as Salas is coming up, he still has not passed him yet. He is not there yet. Anything can happen. And I don't want to take anything away from Mark Padgett. He's done a remarkable job. We talked about him earlier in the race. He started way back. I believe he started 35th, Kate. I believe.
18th.
Okay, 18th. Where did I saw a 35 somewhere. I don't even know how many cars. But he started back anyways.
Honeycutt started in 35.
That was Honeycutt. I'm sorry. So, but still, he started back in 18th then, and here he is. He's fought his way up to the lead. He's maintained it, and he's fuel saving and praying he's able to hang in there.
You know, I think Vicente Salas will catch him, but Broden Kostecki is still 6 seconds out.
Yeah,
and there's 9 laps left, so there's a good chance Mark Padgett could get a second place here, just off of that strategy, which was looking like a pretty darn good strategy.
Yeah, like I said, if he can keep from running out of fuel, he got a car on pit road. That's Brad Newman. He was your P2 driver a minute ago. He had to decide that he had to get fuel, as we knew he was going to have to get fuel, so he comes down to do so. But if Padgett can stay afloat and not run out of fuel, he could easily end up with a top 5. He's definitely losing some pace, okay? And here you see Salas right now. He should pass him in the next turn, if not here at the end of the straightaway. And 19 should go around him, no problem. He's got fresh tires. And with Padgett assumingly fuel saving heavily, yeah, he'll make an easy pass here. And we'll see if Mark Padgett can hold on to a top 5. Boy, tell you what, this race, once they got on this green flag run a while back, the laps really started to run away from us. The caution will wave, Kane. This changes everything. Caution is out, and that changes it all. And that is huge. What is the origin of the caution? We'll get you guys that info as soon as we can. Let's see if we can find out what caused it. So it is Miguel Gomez, you see on your screen, in the number 46 Sim Thunder Chevrolet. And let's take a look at the iRacing replay here and find out exactly what happened to Miguel. And you see him on exit here. He's following behind the pole sitter today. Oh, it was out in front of him. That's actually the 28. And big problems there. That is so unfortunate. And we watched the 28 a little bit earlier, as that is actually Pedro Mega. And Mega, remember we said he could make it to the end without pitting. He was in 9th place at the time of impact, and that is a terrible, terrible break for him. And as well, 2 cars involved in that one, and that changes it all, Kane. That changes the finish of this race big time.
Everyone's coming down pit lane.
Oh yeah, you might as well at this point. If you're not in the top like 5, 4, 5, you pit. And even if you're up at, I mean, everybody's coming. Your leader's coming down. Fresh tires are going to be huge for this restart. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. As soon as we get a race off pit road here, we will do the try to get a look at how we're going to restart, and we'll do just that. So here we go. It looks like Garrett Maines is coming down to see, is he going to be the first one off? He is. Garrett Maines going to win the race off pit road, followed by Vincent Salas, then Caden Honeycutt, followed by Mark Paget, and then it's Brody Kostecki. Then it's Cody Turlind, Nelson Rivera, and Ryan Lutz. We're hearing 2 cars did not pit, so they are going to take a chance and stay out. And this is going to be fun restart, guys. Don't go anywhere. If you're just joining us, you have missed a whale of a race. Thanks for bearing with me through some technical issues with my microphone. And we have made it to a big-time fun finish here at the NASCAR iRacing Series at Phoenix International Raceway. And we are going to have a whale of a finish here as these guys get prepared for what hopefully is our final restart of the race. And we're going to go white-knuckle racing to the checkered flag.
Tryphon Davis and Jay Jensen were the 2 that stayed out. Jay Jensen, as I've mentioned about a dozen times, points leader coming into this race. So he's doing a pretty good job this season. He was back in like 20th, 22nd maybe before the caution flag. So if he can just hold on to several positions off this start, it will be a significant gain.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. That's the gamble. You stay out. You know you're going to be tremendously slower than fresh tire cars, but if you can hang on just for a few little laps here, you can get a big finish. So that is what they are both banking on. And we have the lights on the iRacing pace car. They're still on. We'll see if they cut off here. We'll be looking at about 2 or 3 to go. So the lights are off, guys. We're going to get a restart at 3 laps to go in this one. So that is still no green-white checker. We are still going to try to finish under regulation. And that is a great thing. We'll see if that is going to be a possibility here as we get ready to go back green flag racing, guys. And remember, the front 2 cars are on older tires as we get ready for the iRacing.com pace car to take that turn down pit road. Now it's all up to Tryphon Davis in the number 8 Mustang on the inside, Chevy on the outside, as these guys go down the backstretch at Phoenix International Raceway for possibly the final time today. Now, the first car with fresh tires is Garrett Maines in the number 31 Chevy. And here they go, guys, off to green flag. 3 laps left here at Phoenix. Garrett Maines with a big start. Vincent Salas right there on the back, and immediately we get a yellow flag. We're going to have to go to overtime, guys. Immediately the yellow flag comes out, and we'll see if we can find out exactly where that started. But trouble on the restart, and that is unfortunate.
Really bad luck. That was Mark Paget, who we'd just been talking up for the last 20 laps or so.
Oh, wow. That is a tough break. We'll see if we can get an iRacing replay on your screen, guys, and find out what happened to the 02 Caterpillar Chevy. And a tough break for Paget there. Here's your replay. As we watch on the restart, guys, we see everybody highly anticipating this restart here. And so far, so good in the replay. And he just got under it. Wheels got out from under him, and he goes around.
He is gutted about that. He come out of the pits in a pretty good position and was looking to have a pretty good finish. So
So we're hearing that Garrett Maines actually gained a spot officially before the caution waved. So he's currently in second place. And remember, he's got fresh tires. He stopped on the last caution. So he's sitting pretty right now. He'll be sitting on the outside of that front row. That's pretty big.
Also worth noting, Logan Helton got his lap back. So Logan Helton is
Yeah.
actually lap.
Way to go, Logan Helton. Way to get that lap back and like a pro. So, guys, with 3 laps to go, we should be looking at 2 to go here, and I'm pretty sure they will do a green-white checker. I'm pretty sure.
Pablo Donoso, or Donazo, is the only car 1 lap down now, so he may be the recipient of the lucky dog. Oh, it was Helton that just got the lucky dog. Okay.
Yeah, Helton is that's how Helton got his lap back, was he was your lucky dog. Boy, what a race, man. I was really looking forward to that finish there. I would have loved to have seen that one stayed green. But that's okay. We're going to get a green-white checker here. And it's going to be just as intense as what we saw a moment ago. I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for coming by and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for watching the race, whether you're watching it live or later on. We appreciate you being here. We'll be back next week for the next race here in the NASCAR iRacing Series. Thank y'all for bearing with me once again with microphone issues tonight. They will do everything in my power to make sure they are fixed for next week. And thanks for riding through the bumpiness with us tonight. We appreciate it. It's been a great race here at Phoenix. And we're getting ready to finish it in style, guys. The lights are out on the iRacing pace car as we get ready to go back green flag racing. And it's overtime. It is that green-white checker time. We're going to have an attempt or 2 here, hopefully 1, and we can get this bad boy done. And this is going to be a huge restart. So all eyes are going to be on the iRacing pace car here as we watch it and get ready for it to take that strong left-hand turn down pit road. And you're going to be watching Garrett Maines up there on the high side. He is the first car with fresh tires. He's up in the high lane there in P2. And Typhon Davis is the official car in the lead right now, but he is on older tires. So keep that in mind as we get ready to go back green flag racing. And here we go, guys. Typhon Davis going to get on the accelerator right through the turn. And it's a big start. Garrett Maines pulls immediately behind him. And this is it, the final run of the race. Cars going everywhere. This is an intense restart. There's trouble on the tracks, and we're going to have to do another restart. I saw trouble. They were going everywhere. Cars flayed out quick, and that brought the caution out immediately. Don't know quite where that started. I just saw cars going everywhere.
Yeah, that was a big.
So Jay Jensen and Caden Honeycutt look like to be where the majority of the problems were happening. Let's take another look here at the iRacing replay. We're looking at this from above. And you see here in slow motion on the restart, guys getting those tires going. You got to be careful not to spin those tires as well. And then when you get on the accelerator, don't get on it too heavy. And, oh, we see the 17 getting into the back. Oh, and then just comes over, hits Kostecki. What a tough break for Kostecki in the Boost Mobile Chevrolet. That is so unfortunate. Man, several cars just getting involved with that one. That is so unfortunate here. And we will have to re-rack them, guys, and do a second attempt at a green-white checker.
Man, that was not good. Several great drivers got taken out in that one.
They did.
So
several drivers that have had great
such a good
races
day today.
tonight.
Yeah.
Well, now we'll re-rack and we'll go to double overtime. double overtime. And I don't think we'll have any takers from pit road as far as anybody in contention here. Once again, thank everybody for joining us here tonight, and thanks for following us. We'll be back next week for our NASCAR iRacing series. We'll talk a little bit more about that post-race, but in the meantime, we're waiting to see if those lights come off on the iRacing pace car, and they do not. So we're going to go at least one more time around before we get the sign for one to go, and the intensity continues to build, Kane. Boy, some smoke coming out of Kostecki's car.
Yeah, the race just changed quite a bit for several drivers there that was just jumped up in the standings about 5-6 points.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I feel so bad for Kostecki. He had such a wonderful race. He got up there, led a good part of this race tonight. And unfortunately, on that last caution here that we're under right now, that is just so unfortunate that he got caught up in that, and hate to see that. There you see the 17 headed down pit road, and that is Pablo Donoso, and he is going in for some work on that Mustang. So our second green-white checker isn't going to get done. The lights are off on the iRacing pace car, so we are going to go back green flag racing this time, guys. It is our second green-white checker attempt to see if we can end this race, and let's see if we can do so right here. Big restart. Garrett Maines is, remember, the car that's sitting on the outside of row 1. He is the first car with fresh tires, and then it's Vicente Salas on the inside of row 2 in third position. He has fresh tires, and everyone on back. So this is going to be a big restart here, guys. Double overtime. Can we finish this race? Let's find out right now from Phoenix International Raceway. All eyes on the front row here as we get ready to try to end this thing. And we're off. Vincent Salas with a great restart. He's going to go immediately side by side and try to battle for P2. He'll get it. So 2 to go in this one, and we're going to go door to door. Big Owen Salas is going to go around. Is he going to be able to save it? Oh no, now Garrett's going around as well. Maines, we got cars going everywhere. What is going on? It's pandemonium here at Phoenix International Raceway, and we're going to have to rely on a third and final green-white checkered, I believe, guys. I don't think we got far enough where this thing is going to end. I think we're going to have to rely on a third and final green-white checkered. Here's the kicker. Is our leader with old tires going to be able to win this thing?
Well, he's done an excellent job through 3 restarts, staying up in front and staying ahead of all the calamity. So
Well,
very well deserved if he does.
I'll say this. I'm proud of him, but I'm not going to give him too much credit. Here's why. Both of these cautions have come out very quick. He is the restarting car, so he's getting the jump. He's getting the initial jump, which doesn't rely on his tires too much unless he spins them. So as long as he doesn't spin his tires, he's going to get a good jump because he is the leading car. If it stays green long enough, he will be passed by a car with fresher tires, I believe. Now, like I said, I'm proud that he's been able to maintain, but I don't want to give him too much credit because, like I said, he's as a driver, he deserves all the credit in the world, but he's got old tires, and he knows it. So he's hoping this thing does another caution, his thing ends under caution, he wins the race. It could happen. I just think if it does go to a full finish, I don't know if he'll be able to hold off those fresh tires. But now that he's got some guys that were sitting right there that were very fast cars, now they've got damaged race cars, and that is huge. Look at this. This is just pandemonium. What an insane wreck. I mean, we got
The
guys.
last couple have just been so bad.
I mean, that was a bad one. That was a big one. that is a load of cars involved. You're talking about some very fast race car drivers. These guys are extremely fast, and that picture right there says it all. I mean, it says it all. You have you have one guy, and the rest of the field was pretty much wiped out.
13 cars are out of this race.
That is something else. So Typhon Davis is got to be starting to smile a little bit. He's got to be feeling good. Ryan Lutz looks like he's going to be starting on the outside of him. Now, Cody Turlin, your pole sitter for tonight's race, he's going to be starting on the inside of row 2, it looks like, and then Scott Naslund on the outside. So we'll get ready for this. We have a third and final green-white checker. Now, if these guys can't come to the finish, it's going to end regardless. Under caution or checkered flag. So whatever the next flag, after we go green, the next flag will end this race. Man, I tell you what, I was excited, man. I hate to see Garrett Maines now I'm having a complete memory blank because I was looking elsewhere. I got too many things going on. But that was so unfortunate. We had so many fast guys. Vicente Salas had an extremely fast car, and he is unfortunately not going to be able to battle for the win anymore. The same with, I believe, um,
Tyler in our racing chat did point out that this was week 13.
Garrett Maines. It is week 13. That is correct. Garrett Maines is not going to be able to battle for the win anymore. The pace car is off, guys. This is it. It's all coming down to this, our final restart, and we are here. So all eyes are going to be on the number 8 of Typhon Davis. Can he win this thing, Kane? Can he hang in there with old tires and win this race? It's a big restart. Here he goes. There's the jump I was talking about. Now, he didn't get as good a jump as he has in the past, and Cody Turlin is going to be there to jump all over it. The next flag ends this race. If you're going to make a pass for the lead, you got to do it now. What a great job by Typhon Davis. He goes way down there. Is that going to be? I think that may hurt him. Here comes. He's going to lose the position. Here comes Cody Turlin to take the lead. Can he stick it? He's got a car right behind him. It's Ryan Lutz. They're going to battle all the way to the end. Can he continue to maintain? What happened? Ryan Lutz popped off my screen. Oh,
Yeah,
Lutz just got
Ryan Lutz with it.
disqualified. And Cody Turlin is going to lead this thing all the way. Can he take it to the checkered? I think we're going to make it to the checkered flag, guys. White flag is out. Final lap. Here comes Garrett Maines. He's in second place and trying to come back one more time. He may get there, guys. He's pushing with everything he's got. It's not going to be enough. The 09's going to take it. Your pole sitter wins here at Phoenix. And look at the finish for second place. What a race. Cody Turlin wins this thing from the pole. Wow, what a finish.
Wow.
What a finish. How about Garrett Maines end up fighting back? He really gave it his all there. He fought back, ends up getting a third place finish. Ryan DeCom, what a finish for him. He finishes in second place in the number 5 Valvoline Chevy. And say that again, somebody ran out of fuel, Davis. So Davis, Typhon Davis did run out of fuel, guys. That is why the fall off you saw with him there on the final lap. He knew he was close, and with 3 green-white checkers, it got him. Had this thing finished under 1 green-white checker, or even 2, he probably would have made it. But 3 got him on the final lap as he ran out. What an insane race. That was really fun. Let's take a replay of the final corner with Garrett Maines here, guys. This is the final lap, final corner. Garrett Maines was pushing so hard to try to win this thing in the 31. Look at him slide up the track here. And here's where you see Ducombe down on the inside in the number 5 Valvoline. He's going to come up and get P2 right there. What a great pass from Ryan Ducombe. Wow. And that is a beautiful picture of this thing ending. What a race here from Phoenix International Raceway. Let's take a look at tonight's final result and look at the manufacturers' battle as well. Chevys and Fords galore, one Toyota. Cody Turlin wins this from the pole in his Ford. It's Ryan DeCom in second. Garrett Maines finishes in third. Fourth place goes to Jonathan Oshalem, and the lone Toyota in the top 10. Brooks Dirting will come across in fifth. Typhon Davis out of fuel, but finishes in the top 10 with a sixth place finish. Logan Helton will come across seventh, with Pablo Donoso in eighth. Mark Paget finishes in ninth, with the 10th spot belonging to Paul Morgan Jr. As we move back to 11th, it is Nelson Rivera in 11th. In the 12th place car, it is Scott Naslin with Ty Ippolito in 13th. As we look at the 14th spot, it's Noah Bitts with Wesley Pistoli in 15th. Colin Fern in 16th with Ryan Lutz taking 17th. 18th, 19th, and 20th is Brad Newman, Joseph Pisciotta, and Vincent Salas. As we move back from the top 20, and by the way, Salas was one of the other few Toyotas in the field. As we move back from 21 to 30, it is Pedro Mega, Brody Kostecki, Jay Jensen, Caden Honeycutt, Octavio Rondoletto, Will Barlow, Miguel Gomes, Brian Harducci, Will LaRue Sr., and Robert Miller in 30th. Lots of Chevys in that pairing. And then in our final five, we have 31st, Brian Schoenberg, JC Nabrega in 32nd, Boyd Wayne Hogan in 33rd, 34th goes to James Otten, and Matt Kocher in 35th. That is our 35-car field from Phoenix International Raceway. What a really good race. We had a handful of some cautions here and there, but other than that, I think this was a remarkable race here from Phoenix. Next week, we will be going to my home track at Atlanta Motor Speedway, guys. Don't miss it. It'll be here 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, right here on Sim Speed, and you don't want to miss it. Kane, what's your thoughts on tonight's event?
Man, it got a little, slow there for a while with the cautions, but man, was that ending excellent or what? I do want to mention something else. After the win, Cody Turland posted in the iRacing chat that to everybody else in the chat that he was giving his setup away at their website, at Ryco Motorsports website. So, man, is that something or what? To win the race and then give your setup away to everybody. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That's pretty cool, man. Way to go. Way to go. I want to say really quick, guys, thank you so much for bearing with us tonight. I did get a new computer, and with new computer comes new settings and things, and I got to figure out why my microphone was sounding all crazy like that. But we'll get it figured out. I'll see if I can figure it out, and we'll get it back to normal. And thank you guys so much for hanging with us. We'll be back next week once again from Atlanta Motor Speedway, the best mile and a half in my opinion. But that is my home track. I love that mile and a half. It's fast, it's fun, and we'll be there next Wednesday.
I will say I've been off here for about 10 weeks, and so I don't know. Did iRacing ever update their Atlanta?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Hopefully
so we will be on the old Atlanta next week, guys.
Yeah, we'll be going one more time, baby. I'm excited just because that old layout was so fun, and it's the old surface. So hey, let's enjoy it.
It's a good track.
It won't be long, and we'll get the new Atlanta, which will be fun too. But the old Atlanta's fun, so I'm excited. We'll be back for that action next week, guys. 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Y'all have a wonderful week, guys. Be safe out there. Have fun. Leave nice comments. Don't be mean. Mean people ain't fun. And we'll see you guys next week. Good night.
This is fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he come in the outside, both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson. Anderson's up to one.
these guys are going to want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. That's massive. This is it. This is over. I can't believe this. Oh, my God.
God, what?